challenge this week, we are going to talk about how to talk about your likes and dislikes. This is a very important thing to be able to do. Today, we're going to talk about basic grammar that includes the difference between an infinitive and a gerund, like I like to, verb, or I like verb ing. We're also going to practice a key grammar point to express the kinds of people that you like and dislike. So today will be a great chance to practice some of those challenging grammar points and to practice a lot of your adjective vocabulary. So I hope that this lesson is a great one for people from beginners to intermediate to even advanced learners. So as you join, please make sure to hit the like button and of course share this video so other people can find today's lesson. While we wait for people to join us live, you can send a message in the chat. If you are already there, I will come to say hello in just a moment. But I want to remind you, if you have not seen it already, the team has a free PDF ebook for you to practice vocabulary words. This free PDF ebook has the 2,000 core words of English. The core words of English are the most important words for everyday communication. So these are the words we use the most in everyday life. If you want to make sure that you study the most important words first, you can download this ebook at EnglishClass101.com. There's a link below the video on YouTube, above the video on Facebook. So check this out. I'll remind you again later. Okay, we have a lot to talk about today, so let's get into the lesson. Hello, everybody on YouTube. Hi, Luis and Natalie, Victor, Nahora. Hi, Eliasin. Hi, Oscar. Atharagama. Hello. Jose, Carolina, Rodis, Kashaf. Hello, everybody. Welcome. On Facebook, Adam and Dina. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Let's begin because we have a lot to talk about. Don't forget to hit the like button. Okay, let's go. Let's begin with part one, your likes. I want to begin today's lesson with a comparison here. There are two grammar patterns we use to talk about the things we like and dislike, but that's part two, okay? So we have I like to verb. So here in brackets is the base form of the verb, the infinitive form, to plus verb. We can also use the pattern I like verb in the ing form. Both patterns are correct. Both patterns have the same meaning and the same feel, so you can choose the one you prefer. There's no difference here, okay? We can change like to love if you want to increase the level. So I love to verb, or I love verb ing, okay? So we can make sure that we use these in a lot of different patterns, and we're going to use them quite a lot today, okay? So let's take a look at the first one. I like to cook is our first example. Let's break down this very simple sentence, okay? So I like, right here, is this part. The first thing that tells us the feeling, yeah? And then to cook is our infinitive verb. I like to cook. Easy, right? We could say, I like cooking. 100% correct. That's great. Send your likes in the chat. That's your first little live homework, okay? Let's look at the second example. I like watching movies. I like watching movies. So again, we have I like at the beginning of the sentence to show our feeling, and here is the verb in the ing form. I like watching movies. We cannot say, I like watch movies. So we cannot combine these two. We must use to plus the base verb or verb ing. We cannot mix those two. And yes, you can say, I love watching movies, or I love to cook, to make the feeling a little stronger. So let me check your chat examples. I like to study. Nice one, Adam. And Loza wrote, I like playing soccer. Nice, okay. On YouTube, back from Facebook onto YouTube. Nohora wrote, I like reading ancient books. Is that true? Ancient books, why ancient books? And you also wrote, I like to walk under the rain. We usually say, I like to walk in the rain. That sounds natural. Kashaf wrote, I like to write. Good. Renee wrote, I like to watch Alicia. Excellent. Thank you very much. Okay. Ricardo wrote, I like to drive. To drive. Make sure drive, not driver. I like to drive on the right. Luis wrote, I like to learn English with Alicia. Nice. Okay, good. Kashaf wrote, I love writing stories. Good. Nahora wrote, I like running. And Davi wrote, I like watching your videos. Nice examples, everybody. Great job. Let's keep going because we have a lot to talk about today. Okay? Let's look at the second example, or the second pattern, really. This one is a more casual way to talk about what you like. When you first meet a new friend or a new colleague, they might use this pattern. They might use this expression. I'm into noun phrase. I'm into noun phrase. This means I am interested in noun phrase, okay? But this is a much more casual, more friendly way to express this, okay? I'm into noun phrase. This noun phrase part is usually a hobby or a topic of study, maybe, okay? For example, I'm into photography. I'm into photography. This means I'm interested in photography, okay? Or I'm into music. I'm into music, yeah? Or we could say I'm into rock music or I'm into classical music. We can be very specific, but you just need to use a noun phrase to express that, okay? Let me see some examples. On Facebook, I can't read your username. You wrote, I like read books. You need to use the to verb, or the to pattern there. I like to read books. I like to read books, yeah? So you could say I like to read books or I like reading books, but you do need to use only one of those patterns, yeah? Only one. Okay, so maybe review your sentence, Facebook person. Okay, some other people wrote, Luis wrote, I'm into watching. So if you want to use, if you want to make a verb into a noun, you can do that. That's great. So if you want to use a verb in this noun phrase, you need to use the verb ing pattern. That makes it into a gerund, verbing here. So Luis, I'm into watch technology content. So change that, I'm into watching technology content on YouTube. Then it's perfect, okay? The Black Eagle wrote, I'm into soccer. Good. Natalie wrote, I'm into nightlife. Good. Kashaf wrote, I'm into cooking. Nahora wrote, I'm into poetry. Renee wrote, I'm into food. Nice one. Great, great. Okay, let's continue to the last part here. Situations. Situations. So how do we talk about a scene or a situation we like, right? These patterns talk about our hobbies and our interests, right? But sometimes we want to talk about a situation or an action, yeah? This is a pattern you can use to express that. There are two patterns in one here, actually. So the first is, I like how, blah, 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 or I like the way, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So let me introduce two examples, and then I'll break down what's happening in the sentence. First, I like the way you did your hair. I like the way you did your hair. So here we have I like, again, at the beginning, and then we have I like the way. Okay, the way means the method, or I like the style you used in this case. So the way, maybe the best way to understand it is the method, right? I like the method you used to do your hair. So I like the way you did your hair. Notice here, we have a past tense verb. To do your hair means to style your hair, yeah? We use the verb do. We use past tense here to talk about a past action. So my hair is styled, or the person's hair is finished. So we use past tense did. I like the way you did your hair, or I like the way you did your hair today, okay? Let's look at another example of this. I like how you explained that concept. I like how you explained that concept. In this sentence, we have I like followed by how, and then how you explained. So again, I have a past tense verb in this sentence. The action is finished. I like how you explained that concept. That means your explanation was very good, or I enjoyed your explanation. It's a different way to express this. Notice both of these sentences use you. It's very common to follow this I like the way or I like how with something that shows the person who did that thing. I like the way you did your hair, or I like the way he explained that concept, or I like the way she cooked that meal. So we often point to a person in this part of the sentence. Who did that thing you liked? Okay, you can try this sentence in the comments if you like. Let's see what you have written. Some people are still sending this into. Fide wrote, I'm into English classes. Perfect. Good. On Facebook, I can't read your username, but you got it. I like to read books. Great. Nice fix. Good job. Oh my gosh, Facebook, good job. YouTube is exploding too. Sorry, I'm trying to pay attention to both of them. Good job, everybody. Nahora wrote, I like how you talked to me. Good. The Black Eagle wrote, I like how you solved the math exercise. Good. Or we often use the word problem for math homework. Like one math question is called a math problem. It's kind of unique to only mathematics, so that's one small point there. So the Black Eagle, I like how you solved the math problem would be great. Louis, good one. I like how the basketball sounds when I rebound it. Okay, so when you catch it or when you shoot it. So to rebound, right, means to catch it after bouncing off the backboard, right? So maybe that's a very specific sound for you. Either way, great. Good job. I like the way she comprehends the lecture. To comprehend means to understand. So that sentence means you are watching someone listen to the lecture. Yeah? I like the way she comprehends the lecture. Sounds like you enjoy watching someone listen and understand. Is that what you want to say? The grammar is correct, but the situation is a little bit strange. Okay? Valon has a question. Can I would be to like to do something be used? No, I do not know what you would like to say. I would like to do something is okay. I would like to verb, great. That sounds good. But we cannot mix I would like and I would be and to do all together. So no is the answer to your question. Okay, Renee wrote, I like the way, so no, don't put both. Don't put both together. Choose one. I like the way you did the presentation on YouTube, or I like how you did the presentation on YouTube. Choose one only of these, okay? Others, Alan wrote, I like the way you teach English. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Gertrudis wrote, oh, I like how she cooks fish. Is the O intentional? Great. I love it. Okay, others. On Facebook, Wayne wrote, I like my best friends. Okay, that's a different grammar pattern. And Carol wrote, I like your class. It's very interesting. Okay, so different grammar patterns, but correct. Phew, great job with part 1. Let's take a quick break and continue to part 2, the opposite, dislikes. And we're going to practice some different grammar patterns. So quickly, if you missed it before, I will tell you now. The team has a free PDF ebook for you to practice your vocabulary. I love it. You can find this at EnglishClass101.com. Check the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, or above the video or to the side on Facebook. You can find the link for this page. You just need your name and an email address to download this for free. This has the 2,000 core words of English. That means these are the 2,000 most commonly used words for everyday communication. So if you want to boost your vocabulary and study the best words first, check this out. Okay, I'll remind you again later. Okay, let's go to part 2. Part 2 is about dislikes, but I hope that you like this video. Make sure to hit the like button, yeah? Make sure to hit the like button if you haven't already. Okay, let's take a look now. Dislikes. So we can use the same patterns we practiced in part 1. I don't like to verb, or I don't like verbing. This is the same, yay, as part 1. We love that. However, we do have a negative. To make this a negative, we must include I don't. I don't. I do not like to verb. I do not like verbing. So, I don't like to cook. I don't like to cook. Let's break down this sentence. I don't like expresses dislike. I do not like to do that thing. Plus, our verb in the infinitive form. I do not like to cook. Okay? Second example, I don't like watching TV. I don't like watching TV. In this sentence, I don't like plus our verb in the ing form. I don't like watching TV. Okay? If you want to increase the level of your feeling, we can change I don't like to hate. I hate to verb. I hate ing. Okay? So I hate to cook. I hate to cook. Or I hate watching TV. You can use both of those. Okay? Let me see your examples. Nahora wrote, I don't like to do the dishes. Luis wrote, I don't like to eat vegetables. Good. Renee wrote, I do not like, okay, I do not like to sleep in the afternoon. In the afternoon is your preposition there. Okay? Nahora wrote, I don't like reading terror books. We usually say horror books. Actually, I have an example sentence that's a good example later. Okay, Luis wrote, I do not like plates dirty. Put your adjective before the noun. So dirty before plates. I do not like dirty plates. Different grammar pattern, no verb there, but we can use that sentence as well. Kashaf wrote, can we say, this is aren't for me? So no, you have two be verbs there. Is and aren't are both be. So this is not for me. Burgers aren't for me. Please stay until part 3. I'm going to talk about some similar examples too. Santi wrote, I hate to talk. I hate to talk. I feel like I usually, when I use the verb hate, I'll give a tip. So this one, usually when I use the verb hate, I use this one. I hate talking. I hate shopping. So we usually use that ing verb pattern. You may hear some people use this to verb pattern with hate, but I feel like it's a little more common to use the ing pattern here. Okay? Let's see some other examples. Many people are writing. I'm going to try to check answers from people who I have not read from yet. Patrick wrote, I don't like playing violin. It's difficult. Okay, great. But you can play violin. That's amazing. Gertrudis wrote, I hate watching maybe vampire movies. I think that's it. Ong wrote, I don't like early wake up. You want to say, I don't like waking up early. Very common one. Me too. I hate waking up early. I hate it. I hate waking up early. Maybe many of you are like that. Okay? Loza on Facebook, you wrote, I don't like people talkative. Please stay until this section. I'm going to talk about the correct way to make that sentence. You are very, very close. Very close. So please wait for this explanation. Okay? Let's continue to the next pattern, though. The next pattern is I'm not really into noun phrase. I'm not really into noun phrase. We practiced the positive form, I'm into noun phrase, in part 1. This one is the negative. I'm not makes it negative. And we can make it softer with really. I'm not really into noun phrase is a soft way to say I'm not so interested in noun phrase. Let's look at the examples. I'm not really into rock music. So I'm not makes it negative. I don't like. Really, we can remove, but it makes it softer. So I'm not into rock music is more direct. I'm not into rock music. However, I'm not really into rock music sounds softer, less direct. Okay? Both are correct. So we have into, again, right here. And finally, our noun phrase, rock music. I'm not really into rock music. So thank you for the invitation to the concert, but I'm not really into rock music. Okay, let's look at the second example. I'm not really into museums. I'm not really into museums. Again, I'm not shows it is negative. Really is the softening expression. Into shows interest, and our noun phrase is museums. I'm not really into museums. Sorry, I don't think I want to go to that exhibition with you. Okay, let me see your examples. On Facebook, I can't read username. I don't like to drink beer. Good example. And Loza wrote, I'm not really into the clubhouse. What's the clubhouse? Okay, I don't know. Maybe that's a location that you know. I don't know what it is. Grammatically, okay. Let me see on YouTube. Coming back to YouTube, Aung wrote, I don't like having alone. You can say, I don't like being alone. I don't like being alone is the best way to express that. Niharul, I don't like drive. So use your to verb. I don't like to drive. Don't just put the verb. You need to. I don't like to drive. Okay? Others. Luis wrote, I'm not really into playing video games. Perfect. Nice one. Gertrudis wrote, I'm not really into soccer. Nice. Kasha, could we replace really to literally? Replace this? I'm not literally into shopping? No, they mean very different things. You cannot replace really and literally. Very different, so do not do that. Others on Facebook, Pia wrote, I'm not into salsa songs. Great, very specific. Ali wrote, I'm not so into theater. Nice, you can replace this really with so. Like, I'm not so into theater. Makes it sound a little more casual. Great one. Okay, let's continue because, oh my gosh, time always goes away from me. I love to explain. Let's finish part 2 with people. Okay, this one is going to help you practice a key grammar point. Let's look at the pattern first. I don't like people who. I don't like people who. This who is important, okay? Let's take a look at the 2 examples and break them down. I don't like people who are close-minded. I don't like people who are close-minded. If you don't know close-minded, it means they don't think about something outside their life or outside their mind now, right? So open-minded is the opposite. They understand there are many ways to live life, many different interests, many different types of people. Close-minded means they don't accept new things very well, okay? So let's break this down. I don't like. This is the same as here, right? I don't like. Then we have people and then who. We have to have this. I think Loza on Facebook, you wrote a similar sentence here. We need to follow this with who are, in this case, shows a condition about that person or a status. In this case, I have close-minded. So you can use this pattern to talk about a personality type. I don't like people who are loud, or I don't like people who are selfish. I don't like people who are arrogant. Yeah? You can use this pattern to talk about personality types you dislike. Okay? And of course, you can change this to the positive by removing don't. So, I like people who are kind, or I like people who are funny, right? So we can use this pattern to talk about personalities that we like and dislike. Let's look at the second example of this. I don't like people who never think about others. I don't like people who never think about others. Okay? Let's break this one down. I don't like people who. Again, we have who. So this marks kind of the quality in the person. People who never think about others. So in this situation, we're talking about an action we dislike. So this is different from this one. This one expresses a personality. This one expresses an action, or in this case, no action that we dislike. I don't like people who never think about others. Oops. Or I don't like people who never maybe clean up their house. Or I don't like people who never pay money back to me. So we can use this to talk about actions that we dislike. And again, we can make it positive by removing don't. So I like people who think about others, or I like people who pay me back, right? I like people who clean their house, yeah? So we can use this pattern to talk about actions, this pattern to talk about personalities. Okay, Examples, let's see. Some people say on Facebook they're having trouble downloading the PDF ebook. They can't. So do you have an account? You need your name and an email address. Log in after you get that, then go back to the page. I hope that that one helps you. Maybe our team can check the chat and find some information there and contact those people. I hope that helps you, okay? Let me see your examples. Daro wrote, I like the way you talk to people. That's this example, nice one. Pia wrote, I don't like people who are selfish, but I like, people persons. Okay, I like people. I don't know how would we say that? I know what you mean. You like people who like people, right? That could be good. I don't like people who are selfish, but I like people who are good with people is a good way to say that. So people who are good with people means that they are good conversationalists. Okay, back to YouTube quickly, and then we'll finish up today. YouTube, oh my gosh, I think I missed some of your messages. I will try to read as many as I can now. Victor wrote, I don't like people who talk screaming. I don't like people who talk loudly. I don't like people who talk loudly. Or I don't like people who scream when they talk is another way to say that. Natalie wrote, I don't like people who spit around, maybe who sit around, or I don't like people who spit is okay, just spit. It's gross, right? Ugh. Okay, Nahora wrote, I don't like people who are always laughing. Is that true? Oh my gosh, I'm surprised you like my live stream every week. I laugh a lot. So there's some kind of strange ones in here. I don't know. I don't like people who backbite. Kashaf, that might be a different translation. Do you mean, in English we had the expression backstab, which means to betray someone. So someone, you think you're good friends with someone, but then they do something bad, right, to you? We say backstab. Might be a translation point. It's maybe backbite in your language, but in English we say backstab. I don't like people who backstab. Others. Renee wrote, I do not like people who never look for maybe success, you want to say? To look for success, you need a noun there. To look for success. Maybe this is a grammar point I can cover in a future live stream, okay? The Black Eagle wrote, I don't like people who do scams. Agree. I also do not like people who do scams. Kaja, could you please differentiate really from literally? Maybe in another lesson. I think maybe I've talked, they're very, very different. I can't stop the whole live stream to do one question. I will consider it for the future, though. Luis, I don't like people who never do their own homework. Not make, so do and make. I have a video about the difference between do and make because those are commonly confused. You can search for that on YouTube. Oh my gosh, let's continue to the last part because I'm already late. I love to talk. So let's finish with some easy expressions and idioms. First is fond of noun phrase. Fond of is like a kind of old-fashioned way, a little old-fashioned way to say, I like this thing a little. So I'm fond of fruity drinks. I'm fond of fruity drinks. Notice, oh, that's an eraser. I'm fond, sorry everybody. I'm fond, oh no, I made a mistake. I'm fond of fruity drinks means I like fruity drinks. I like fruity drinks. So use I'm fond of as a set phrase. I'm fond of fruity drinks. I'm fond of dogs. I'm fond of the thing you like. Yeah? Let's look at the second one. Don't mind noun phrase. Don't mind noun phrase. This is a way to say noun phrase is not bad. Noun phrase is not bad. So I don't mind washing dishes. Like, it's not a problem for me to wash dishes. It's not bad. Washing dishes is not bad. I don't mind. Sounds like I don't hate washing dishes. So again, I don't mind plus our noun phrase. So washing dishes is like one activity. We can understand it like this. Okay, next one. Noun phrase is right up my alley. Noun phrase is right up my alley. This means this thing seems like something I enjoy, or it's very similar to something I like. We use this phrase a lot when we find something new that seems good for us. For example, this new restaurant is right up my alley. This new restaurant is right up my alley. Alley means a very small city street, like an old style city street that's very, very narrow. So the idea is that the alley is our little interest. It's something that's perfect for us. Yeah? So noun phrase is right up my alley. So we talk about going up and down streets in English. So right up my alley sounds like I want to go on that street. I want to go on that small street that's perfect for me. So that new restaurant is right up my alley. Okay, 2 more. Subject is not my cup of tea. Subject is not my cup of tea. We use this as a very soft way to say, I don't like that thing. For example, horror movies are not my cup of tea. Horror movies are not my cup of tea. So I don't like horror movies is what this means. Note, in this one, we need to be careful of our be verb. In the pattern here, I used is, but we need to make sure this be verb matches the subject. So in this case, horror movies are not my cup of tea. So my cup of tea sounds like my preference. That's the meaning, my cup of tea. And lastly, to each their own. To each their own. I want to finish here today. This is a set phrase. You do not need to add something to this. Easy, right? To each their own means everyone can like and dislike what they like. So you have your likes and dislikes, I have my likes and dislikes, and that's okay. To each their own. To each their own. That's a good idiom. We can use this sometimes at the end of a conversation, like sometimes at the end of a gossip conversation. Like, that person said, what? She did this? He did that? Oh my gosh. Well, to each their own. Like, everybody can like what they like, okay? Phew. I have to finish there. My gosh, we did it. Let me see some other things that came in the chat while I finish that. Kashaf wrote, I'm fond of citrus fruits. Great. Nahora wrote, I don't mind waiting for you. Good. Natalie wrote, I don't mind doing household chores. Good. Renee wrote, I don't mind learning every time with the best teacher, who is Alicia. Okay. You packed a lot into that sentence. I appreciate it. Maybe I don't mind learning English with Alicia is good, right? Like, it's not bad learning English with me, I hope. Okay. Luis wrote, American comedy is not my cup of tea. Okay. Loza, teacher, next time can you please write bigger for us? I have a present for you right now because it's the end of the lesson. Here is a QR code where you can see, get everything that I just wrote. Are you ready? It's appearing now. Come on board, you can do it. Okay, so if you want to get today's lesson, please scan this QR code to get today's lesson notes. Everything I just wrote on the board, you can have it. Isn't that amazing? Great. So I hope that that helps you, and I hope that that is a good reference point for you. Phew. Okay, let's finish today, but I'll be back next week. As always, next week's lesson topic, I forgot what it is, so let me check, but I'll be here next week, every week, same time, same channels. That is 10 p.m. New York Standard Time. If you don't know your local time, please Google it or set a notification on Facebook or on YouTube so you get a pop-up when we begin the live stream. Next week's topic, what did I choose? A classic. How to know when to use active voice and passive voice. The classic example is, the thief stole my bag, or my bag was stolen, right? How do we know when to use active and when to use passive? This is very important. Even native speakers aren't good at this. So let's practice this next week. Okay, I will finish there for today. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining me. Thank you for your great questions and great examples. I really, really appreciate it. Thanks for all of your amazing participation on Facebook and YouTube today. Don't forget to find the free PDF ebook at EnglishClass101.com. You can get that anytime, but check it out now, because if you start now, you learn faster, right? So check that out from the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, above the video if you're watching on Facebook. Have a great day, have a great week, have a great weekend, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!